States Sports. I believe it's official. Travis Hunter is moving to wide receiver. It does appear to be full time. As you can tell by the latest upload, they talked to Travis Hunter, and the caption is Terrell Owens teaches Travis Hunter how to be a Hall of Fame wide receiver. I mean, I think it's self evident. And I'll tell you two different things that I've noticed over the last week. So, with this in particular, in that video, they do a FaceTime. Terrell Owens appears, and Coach Prime is basically introducing Terrell to Travis. And in that introduction, he says, "This is what you need to learn. This is the person. This is who I have a connection with. Terrell, please come out to Boulder. You're going to be teaching Travis for a day or so, day or two." And he kept saying it was his release. Terrell Owens' release was so powerful, as Coach Brown was alluding to, because even if you knew where he was going, he would get into the defensive back's body. So if he's running a slant, he's running straight into the defensive back's body. As soon as he transfers his weight or his energy, he's now running the slant. No matter what kind of release or jam they have, he wants to attack the defensive back and get into his actual body and then run the route. I know it's kind of technical, but it's more than just a release. It's more than just batting the cornerback's hands down or doing a move and then going inside for a 3-yard slant. No, it is purposeful. Terrell would move into the defensive back's body and then do the slant. And I get it. He's a huge wide receiver, always has been. But that's what Coach Prime was saying made him elite. That's what made him special. That's what made him a Hall of Fame wide receiver in the NFL. Now, here's the thing I've noticed. So they've been uploading a lot of one-on-ones recently. Great stuff. Love the content. And what I noticed, and these little things that you just don't notice. Deion Jr. told Travis Hunter they were jamming you up. And he's like, "Man, you crazy." No, they were jamming you up. And it made you realize, oh, okay. And when I looked at some of the one-on-ones, they were competitive. He's going against Power 5 level defensive backs. They know what kind of route he wants to run. They know how to maneuver and work their strengths. Like if they're a jam cornerback, they're off man. They can anticipate routes, especially in a wide open field. You would think they're running more, explosive routes, the 9 routes, the post. So they're prepared to run and they're prepared to make the route harder for the wide receiver. Now, in those little comments, you could just tell. And Travis Hunter is such a competitor. He definitely said something to his wide receivers coach. Definitely said something to Coach Prime to have him in that office at that particular time where they did FaceTime. I can't. It's hard for me to get off, the line because they're jamming me or they're making it hard on my release. He brings in. He's like, "Cool. I'll call. Not only am I going to coach you about it and have our wide receivers coach you about it, I'm going to bring in T.O. one day in the spring." Now, I will say, none of this is for certain. I mean, Travis is special. I'm gonna get to that in 1 second. Is absolutely special because I want to talk about a play, but he is how can I say this? He's a competitor. He wants to get off the release. He went in there, and now they're gonna have T.O. come in to help him with his releases. And again, he's facing Power 5 defensive backs now. They're at that level. And you looked at the other wide receivers doing one-on-ones, it was a little bit easier. So you looked at Jimmy Horn. He was able to release and go straight up the field and was burning folks, looking like looking like wide receiver one. And the reason why he was doing that, he's used to it. I mean, when you're the best athlete on the field, you kind of get placed in different positions, just like Travis was. You'll be a DB, you'll be a wide receiver. And when that happens, when you're the man on campus like that, you don't necessarily get the reps at one particular position, one or the other. Yeah, he could be a gifted DB, but he may need help on his footwork. Yeah, he could be a gifted, super gifted, in this case, super gifted wide receiver, but he does not have the reps to get off the release. And I think Travis' route running is fine. It's him beating the defensive back when they want to make it difficult. You go from off-man show to up in their face to using their outside arm to slow down the wide receiver when they know he wants to get upfield. That type of stuff you have to learn how to deal with. And Jimmy Horn in those replays and those one-on-one plays that I saw, he got that down. He was like, I don't care who you put in front of me. I know the release point I'm going to get, and I'm going to get vertical. And as soon as he got vertical, he was burning folks. Now, I want to talk about Travis and how special he is. I think from his Jackson State, like his just stints at Jackson State when he was on offense, absolutely special, absolutely explosive. And you can see he can run routes just fine. He can make the space between him and the DB just explode. Like the DB's on the 10-yard line and all of a sudden he's on the 20. I'm going to give you an example. One of the plays that made me absolutely say, wow, was the ball. You didn't see the ball in the clip, but he absolutely overthrew Travis Hunter. Whoever the quarterback was, absolutely overthrew him. Travis still went to go get that ball. And it was crazy because he could see the DB like step for step with him. He didn't have the best release, but he just hit a gear. And oh my gosh, this gear was like, it was crazy to see real time. I even made a comment on the video because I couldn't believe it. So the DB went from shoulder to shoulder with him to 5 yards back to 10 yards back by the time Travis Hunter caught that ball. And you could just see the acceleration. He went to go get that ball and he got it. He has it to be explosive on the next level. And that's why they want to bring Terrell Owens in to see, hey, we're going to bring a Hall of Fame wide receiver in here to help you with being a better wide receiver. And I'm sure it's going to be more than just releases. It's going to be routes. It's going to be catching. It's going to be, reading the defensive back and using, their stance to your advantage. And that's not something Coach Prime may necessarily have an expertise, like the top level expertise, as a should have been first ballot Hall of Famer like Terrell Owens. I mean, he has it to go to the next level. Now, this could all just be experiment. It's obvious. I just told you about the play that Travis Hunter made. He can play on that side of the ball and at a high level. But if he can't work on it, or they feel like, he'll be a better DB, they could make that switch during the summer. But you don't bring T.O. in for no reason. So to me, in my eyes, just knowing football and knowing what happened and when you get these alpha kind of athletes that just they're top of their game, and if one little comment will drive them crazy, like one little dig will drive them crazy, and for somebody to say, oh yeah, bro, they was jamming you. Now Deion Sanders Jr. He went to SMU as a defensive back. He knows what he's looking at. He's not like an average observer. So for him to say that, they had weight behind it. That one little comment had him go in Coach Prime's office and say, look, I need help with the release. These boys ain't gonna mess over me like this. So they got T.O. on FaceTime. He gonna be in Boulder. So, this month or the next month, telling them what to do and we're giving them on the field workouts. And what I love about Terrell, he is going to be able to communicate what he does and how he's able to do it. Man could have played, he talks and boasts about how he could play now, but he definitely could have played more. He definitely could have had a higher and longer career than Jerry Rice if he wanted to. I mean, if the NFL teams would have let him. So he's a good teacher coming to Boulder. I hope they put that out because that's just good game. You could just tell, like when they were communicating, he was like, I already know XYZ I'm going to work with him with, because he knows what it takes on the next level. And he has that kind of talent. I don't think he's going to be as physical as Terrell Owens could be, but I mean, the kid's just flat out explosive. If he returns kicks, I mean, what else can you do with the kid? I don't know. But this video is what I've noticed. They just put that out on their feed. They're FaceTiming Terrell Owens to come in and work with Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is definitely moving to be wide receiver full time. Last time you saw him in Celebration Bowl is the same position you're going to see him with, I believe, going into the fall. All right, y'all. Till next time, Heritage Sports.